Hello dear students, this is PDG ma'am and this is the third video as regards to the first unit of class 12 entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial opportunity. We have already made two videos where we have discussed different topics as regards to this particular chapter, and this particular video is a continuation of that chapter itself. So once again, I would advise you, in case you haven't watched video 1 and video 2 on entrepreneurial opportunity, please watch that, because in that case it will become easier for you to understand what will be discussed here in this video today, because this is a continuation of the last video's content only. Alright, now I'll just, in case you are going through this video for the first time and you haven't seen the rest of the two, then I'll just tell you that what are the topics that have already been discussed in the last two videos. What we had already discussed is this portion where we had shown the relationship between the entrepreneur, entrepreneurship and enterprise. The concept of business opportunity was discussed and explained. The elements of business opportunity, all these points had been discussed. Then this particular diagram, which is the enterprise process diagram, this had been discussed. Alright, after that, in the second video, this was still the first video. In the second video, we started with this, where we explained the meaning of sensing entrepreneurial opportunities, the factors that are involved in sensing entrepreneurial opportunities, and this diagram was also explained in that video. And we did take up these points individually and discussed in details what these points are all about. Today we start with environment scanning. We are planning to do these topics today in our video. We will see how much we can cover up, because as I always say, there's a limit to the time period and how much I can record. So that's an issue. So let us see. We will try to cover these points. Now, first, what is there? First, we have environment scanning. Now, before we understand, or before we go into the concept of environment scanning, what we need to understand is the meaning of environment first. Or to be more specific, the meaning of business environment. Now, we know that environment is something that surrounds us. Environment is nothing but our surrounding, which will affect us, sometimes in a positive manner, sometimes in a negative manner. So in general, what we say is environment is our surrounding. So similarly, when we talk about business environment, we will mean the surrounding of the business. Okay, so let's read out from here. Business environment may be defined as all those conditions and forces external to a business unit under which it operates. Okay, so business environment is what? It is a combination of the conditions and the forces which are external to a business, which are beyond the control of a business unit or of an entrepreneur. But these are the forces, these are the conditions which will definitely affect the entrepreneur and his business and his enterprise. Okay, so that is what the meaning of business environment is. This is another meaning. This is also explained here. Business environment consists of the surrounding factors that either help or hinders the development of business. This is what exactly I was saying, that it's our surrounding which might positively affect us or which might negatively affect us. It depends on the environment, the particular aspect of the environment that we will discuss in details. All these points we will discuss in details in this video, or if not in this, then obviously in the next video. Now coming to environment scanning. Once we have understood the meaning of business environment, what we need to understand is the meaning of environment scanning or scanning of the environment. Scanning is monitoring, studying in detail, observing. Okay, so why are we doing it? Why are we monitoring the environment, or why are we keeping a watch on the environment? Because we need to see the changes that are occurring in the environment. Okay? Until and unless we are aware of the changes that are developing or the changes that are occurring in our environment, we will not be able to modify ourselves, neither we will be able to, adapt to the changes that are happening. So, environment scanning is the careful monitoring of an organization's internal and external environment for detecting early signs of opportunities and threats that may influence its current and future plans. Opportunities and threats, the environment will have both these elements. The environment will give you ample of opportunities. The environment will also pose certain threats. Now, until and unless you are scanning the environment, you are constantly studying the environment, monitoring the environment, keeping a close watch on the environment, you will not be able to detect the opportunities or the threats. In this case, if you don't identify or if you don't detect the opportunities and threats, then that will, become a problem for you, for your current position as well as your future plans also. So environment scanning is very important. Now the next question is only that why do we need to scan the environment? Why is it important? This is a time consuming affair. This might take a lot of money also. Then it's tiring also. It's a tedious job. Then why do we need to do that? Is it really important for us as an entrepreneur to scan the environment? The answer is absolutely. There is nothing, there cannot be any other answer for it. You have to scan your environment. If you want to remain in the market, if you want to continue with your business, if you want to survive, if you want to grow, this is the only option left to you. That is, you have to be on your toes. You have to exactly know about what is happening in your environment. Okay? Because if you don't adapt, you don't endure. You will not exist. The environment is highly dynamic. Things are not constant. Rather, they are constantly changing. Okay? So, maybe you had thought of doing a thing in a certain way and you haven't studied in your environment. But there has been certain changes which has come to your environment. So the plans that you had thought will not be applicable now. So until and unless you have scanned the environment, you have studied it, you will not be ready with plan B or plan C, which is not a very good thing for you to do. So you have to scan the environment so that you can identify the early signs of threats and opportunities, and accordingly you can modify your plans and programs. Now the importance of environment. Why is this business environment important to us as an entrepreneur for a business? First is identification of opportunities to get the first mover advantage. If you're constantly studying the environment and you are updated, you know about everything, the needs, the demands, the changes that are expected to happen, then you are better placed to take advantage of the situation. Alright? And when you are the first one to identify the opportunities as well as the threats, then you have a better chance to capture the market. So that is what we talk about, the first mover advantage. You are the first one to introduce something. You are the first one to come up with a specific idea. Why you are the first one? Because you have been the first one to scan the environment in a proper manner. The next one is formulation of strategies and policies. According to the changes that are happening in the business environment, once you study the environment properly, then you get to understand the threats and opportunities that are existing in the market, and accordingly you can plan your strategies and policies. According to the changes, you modify yourself. So that is the second point. The third point is tapping useful resources. Resources are there. They are scattered here and there. But you need to know from where you would get the right kind of resources that you need. You might not need this resource, you might need that resource. But you need to know that the resource that I need is not here, it is there. So this tapping of the useful resources can be done only when you have complete idea of the business environment. Next, we have better performance. Now, when you understand the business better, not the business, but the environment better, then obviously you are better placed, you take better decisions, and when you take better decisions, your results are also better. So you perform well. Okay, you are well placed, and therefore you perform better than your competitor, or you perform better than others, the rest. Sensitization entrepreneurs to cope up with rapid changes. Now, because you already had an idea of what might happen, nothing is coming to you as a shock. It's not out of the blues that suddenly one day you get up and you realize, oh my God, these are the changes that have happened and I absolutely have no idea what am I supposed to do now. You already have the idea. You already knew that this change is going to happen, or this is a positive thing which you can take advantage of, or this is a negative thing about which you should be careful of. Since you already have that idea, you are better placed to adapt and adopt. Okay, so you can adapt to the changes faster. Next one is image building, which is goodwill. You are the first one to solve the problems. You are the first one to introduce something. You are the first one to plan your strategies and policies. People understand, your customers are very clever. They are very wise. They will understand which entrepreneur is well placed, which entrepreneur is in a better position to take care of their needs and demands. And obviously, when your customer starts trusting you, your position in the market improves. So these are the points. Importance of entrepreneur. Next, we have analysis of environment, which is same as scanning the environment. Environment analysis is the process of monitoring the economic and non-economic environment to determine the opportunities and threats to an organization. Same as what we have done in scanning of the business environment. Last part that we will take up today in this video is, now I need to scan the environment, but environment is huge. So how do I collect information about the environment? It's not possible for an individual to do everything by his, on his own. So he has to take care of certain sources. He has to identify the sources from where he can collect valuable information about the environment. Now, what are those sources? Information from customer, verbal information. It could be written also. Okay, any kind of information that you're getting from your customers, from the intermediaries, from consultants, they are always a source of your information. Records of companies, these are published records that you can get about the companies, their performance, their past history and everything, which can help you to understand the companies better. Government will keep on publishing different materials and matters which can be of great use to you. There can be other publications by financial institutions. Now, you might not use all the sources, but these are sources open. Okay, so you can take advantage of these sources. Now, you choose accordingly that which would be your source of collecting information about the environment. And then we have formal studies conducted by strategic planners, which we will take up in detail later on, because this is a term which is a bit new to you all. So I'll discuss this in a different video altogether. So I'll keep my video till here today, and we will meet soon with the next video, which again will be a continuation of this particular chapter only. Please do watch all the videos together because they are interconnected, interlinked. If you're not seeing one, you don't actually understand what is happening in the next video. Stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy, and till we meet again, take care.